Hello? I don't know why I said that like a question. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shayla. I am a psychological horror writer who is currently working on what I hope to be my traditionally published debut. I am currently calling it Project Marbles, and hopefully we'll very soon get to reveal the working title for it. Project Marbles is The Strangers meets We Used to Live Here. It is about a woman who is a nonfiction ghostwriter who is taking a solo vacation in the Appalachian Mountains of LJ, Georgia. And she is also working on getting over a terrible breakup amongst some other things that have happened in her life. Her first night there, she is attempting to work on her book when there is a knock at the door. It is a woman who our main character, Willa, cannot really see her face because it's pretty dark, and she is asking for someone named Salem. And she will not stop knocking or go away until Willa gives her an answer and lets her know that Salem is not there. And then the woman asks, well, who are you? And that kickstarts Willa's story. I am currently working on the final read-through of Project Marbles. I have gone through 4 drafts, 2 rounds of beta readers, and I have worked through most of the feedback I got from this last round of beta readers. And there's just like a couple little things that I need to change that I have taken note of, but I knew it needed to happen as I was doing this final read through because I needed to read the story to get to that part to make any additions I make sound organic and natural and like they were there from the beginning. I'm doing the final read through. I'm going to add these parts in and then I'll probably read. I think it's going to end up being like 2 chapters where I need to make some additions. So I'll go back through and read those chapters and their surrounding chapters once I get through that. And then it'll be time for querying. I wanted to film a little bit of my read through process. And yeah, if you are in the same place in your manuscript or if you are just writing, let's take a little bit and let's work. Let's work together. Editing Shayla is back. We got through about 20-ish chapters so far this week, so we'll continue that into next week, and I'll probably have some segments in next week's vlog as I continue through this read-through. I wanted to jump in, and I like to talk a little bit about what I did during the week when I put up my videos, and this past week had a special event. I got to attend another author event. I've gone to quite a few this year. I want to say this one is number 4 for the year. I've got 2 more that I've already registered for that I'm very excited about. The one in August is Karen Slaughter, who is a Georgia-based author. I'm from Georgia, so that's always nice to go and support local authors, especially ones who are as funny and talented as Karen Slaughter. So I'm laughing because I'm just thinking of some of the stuff she has posted. If you don't follow Karen Slaughter on Instagram, please go do it. She's funny. She's very funny. She's also a fellow cat lady, so yeah, love it. Love it. She inspired the series on TV, Will Trent. I think it's on ABC, but it streams on Hulu. She has written so many Will Trent novels, and I haven't read a Will Trent novel that I don't like. So if you do like detective novels, I would recommend Will Trent. He is a GBI agent, and he is also dyslexic and has come from a troubled past. It's like your typical like cop thriller, but it's not like a police procedural, you know, kind of like James Patterson's Alex Cross series. So if that's your thing, I recommend. If not, I understand. Everyone has different tastes, right? So I will be going to see her in August. And then Rachel Harrison, my current favorite female horror author, is coming to Atlanta in September. And she just announced it. She extended her tour dates and added Georgia. And I am ecstatic, okay? I'm a horror writer, and I love female horror writers, so I am so happy to go and support. And there's going to be a vlog for that for sure. That being said, I don't even know if I mentioned what the exciting event was. Surely I did. Anyways, the exciting event is that I got to meet Candy Steiner at her author event. And I know if you know who Candy Steiner is and you're watching my videos, you're probably like, Shayla, you know who Candy Steiner is? Do you know? I mean, I met some readers at the event, and to make the point, I was actually reading one of Rachel Harrison's book while we were standing in line waiting, and one of the women asked me, oh, what was that book you were reading? And so I pulled it out and showed her, and I said, yeah, it's a horror novel. I said, I mostly read horror. And they cut me off right there, and they're like, girl, do you know where you're at? And then I, of course, started cracking up, and I was like, yes, please let me explain. So I used to write romance, and as I was nearing the end of my romance manuscript, I decided that someone needed to not be a part of the cast anymore. I'm trying to say this without getting in trouble. Someone had to go, and someone needed to make that person go. It turned into a thriller, so you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. But as I was writing the romance, I made a lot of friends in the romance writing community, and Candy Steiner was one of them. I met her through B.B. Easton. If you have not read B.B. Easton, she wrote the 44 Chapters About Four Men series, which inspired Sex Life on Netflix, the TV show. So if you haven't watched that show, definitely watch it. If you haven't read BB's books, definitely read them. She is hilarious. And I don't really know how to explain her books and give them the justice they deserve. So I would just say read it. And she writes dark romance now. So I met Candy through her, and when I was writing in 2020, Candy let me do 2 author takeovers on her Instagram page, and so I gained a lot of readers from that experience, and I have been forever grateful for her allowing me to use her platform to reach new readers that I wouldn't have otherwise. So Candy, when I saw she was coming to Georgia, I was like, I have to go. I know I don't read romance quite as much as I used to, but I have read most of Candy's books. And in conversation with her was BB Easton, who I have read most of her books, and Candy's other best friend, Staci Hart, who is also a romance author, and I have read, I think, all but one of her books. So I was like, yes, sign me up. I'm going. And so, yes, when I told the other women that were there at the signing with me why I was there and how I somewhat knew these women, they're like, oh, I was wondering, like, am I at the wrong event or are you at the wrong event? And I was like, no, we're all here together for the right reason. So the signing was great. It was fun. The women, their chat was funny, just as I expected it to be. It was insightful. And I didn't say, okay, so Candy, she self-published, and she was approached by, I think, Ardnell Books, I think that is correct, to re-release some of her books in the traditional publishing space. So The Wrong Game and The Right Player were released first, and then she's gonna release A Love Letter to Whiskey, which is one of her biggest books, in October with Ardnell, and then I think she's gonna release her first book with them, not moving it from self-publishing to traditional publishing, like her first book writing, working with them, maybe next year, I think. So this tour was to celebrate The Right Player, so I did get a signed copy of that. I'm gonna actually go grab it. This is the new cover of her book, The Right Player, that Ardnell, their team, designed, and she signed it for me. So she was personalizing one book, and you could bring others from home to sign. And so when I was reading romance a lot, I did a lot of things on my e-reader. I did not typically get physical copies, but I had one of Candy's on my bookshelf. So this was like my older copy. I don't know if this is going to get re-released traditionally or not, so that's why I wanted her to personalize this one. That was just the postie that was in there. So she personalized that one and just signed this one. So I think I might actually read this book next and have like a little palate cleanser. I've been reading a lot of horrors and thrillers lately. I have to read a horror for next month's book club, so I may do this one just to read my romance of the year. I do like to try to read 1 or 2 romances a year, so this may be next. We'll see. So yes, I'm gonna put the pictures here of the event. I'm gonna pop up Candy first by herself. This is me and Candy, and then this is BB Easton, who, like I said, I have known for a very long time, and I have met her in person a few times prior to this event. So I also used to have a podcast with one of my best friends. She'd been in my podcast a couple times, so it was very exciting to reunite with BB. And so here's BB again, and this is Staci Hart, who again is one of Candy's and BB's best friend, and I have read most of her books, so I was ecstatic to meet her in person, and she was so freaking funny. When I tell you how funny she is, I was like dying laughing. Also, like, this style is my dream, okay? And come to find out, she is working on a romantasy, and though I don't read a lot of romance that often anymore, I love romantasy, and I have read and loved the majority of her books. So the fact that she is working on a romantasy, I am sat and I am waiting. Please give it to me. It was my big fun event, and yeah, let's chat about what's next for the book before I sign off. Like we talked about earlier in the video, I am working on the final read through of Project Marbles. What I hope to do next, or I guess I'm working on it while I'm doing the read through, and that is trying to get the synopsis done. So after I've read a chapter, if I think it's pertinent for the synopsis, I summarize it. And I was actually just texting my writing group because I had made it to, I don't know, chapter like 15 when I had texted them, maybe 20. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to turn the synopsis into 1,000 words. Because everywhere I've read, it says 500 to 1,000 words. And so I know I like to say a lot. So I was like, I'm just going to be safe and do 1,000 words. But then one of my writing partners was like, yeah, just so you're aware, some agents only want 1 page. And that's certainly not 1,000 words. That's probably closer to like 500. Because this is, if you don't know about synopses, they are typically formatted as single space and 1 to 2 pages, which I think is where the 500 to 1,000 words come. And I'm like, please, I hope the agents I am querying don't care if it's 1 or 2 pages, because I am having a hard time already. And so my writing partner had asked me, she was like, so how long is it right now? And I said, well, I'm only on chapter 20 and I'm at I want to say it was like 730 words or like 830 words or something. And I was like, oh. So yeah, I'm going to have to go back through and knock my paragraph summaries down to 1-sentence summaries, and then try to tie it all together. But what's really great about my writing group is we send queries and synopses back and forth to each other as well, not just our manuscript. So my writing partner was like, yes, please send it over if you need a look over once you finish writing it. And I was like, yeah, expect it in your inbox. It will be coming through 100%. Definitely happening. Thank you. Yeah, seriously. So yeah, that's what I'm working on, is trying to get the synopsis done. And once I do that, I need to go back and polish up my query letter, and then the querying package should be together. Yeah, it's been a long road. So I am aiming to start querying by August 1st. So right now we're on track. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. And my plan for posting anything about the querying journey is I hope to just put a whole video together at the end of the querying journey. And, whether that ends in me getting an agent, which is the ultimate goal, of course, or me starting to query another book which, I mean, if you guys don't hear back about querying for a year, then that might be the case. But we're going to hope and put into the universe and manifest and all of that, that Project Marbles is going to be my way in. Yeah. So I will update you when the querying package is complete and once we started querying, because I do have something special that I want to do with Project Marbles when I announce the querying title, the title that I would like to be called. I know that it could change. I'm not so attached to it that I would be afraid to let it go, but it is a title that I love and I cannot wait to share it with you. So yeah, that's all I got for this week. This version of Shayla has not finished editing the video, so I don't know if this is going to be a long video or a short video. I feel like it's going to be shorter than my usual, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to pop up pictures of the kitties, some updated pictures, and I am shocked. I am shooketh that I was able to get through the intro, outro, and chit-chat portion of this video without Miss Thang coming over here. It makes me a little bit sad because I think she's turning into more of a cat that wants to just sleep and not really want much to do with me. That's okay. We'll make it through. Anyways, I'm gonna eat my goldfish and I will catch you next week. Bye.